are the breath that gets me out of bed, the calming words that get me out of my head, provider, defender. I'm in awe of who you are, love, friend, and more. You're my Heavenly Father. Jesus, you are. You're my everything, everything. Jesus, you are. And all I need. Footsteps in the sand. Everywhere I go, you hold my hand. Tears no more. You carry me on your shoulders, and your love is everything. You lead me when I cannot see, through the darkness and rain. You are the author, story of me. Jesus, you are. You're my everything, everything. Jesus, you are. You're all I need. Jesus, you are. You're my everything, everything. Oh, Jesus, you are. You're all I need. You're all I need. Yeah. I surrender to you. I surrender to you. I surrender to you. Hallelujah, amen. I surrender to you. I surrender to you. I surrender to you. Lord, I give you everything. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender to you. And you said to. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender to you. Come on now. I surrender. I surrender to you. Yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 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 oh. I surrender. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 Jesus, you are. You're my everything, everything. Jesus, you are all I need. Oh, Jesus, you are everything, everything. Jesus, you are all I need. Jesus, you are. You are my everything. Jesus, you are. You're all I need. You're all I need. Oh, you're all I need. You are the breath that gets me out of bed, the calming words.
Listen up now, people, from every corner of the world. We got a message.
This week on Rockstar Diaries, I'm sharing my story so you can see the power hidden inside your own. I'm opening up the chapters of my life, not for shock, not for drama, but because I believe stories heal, stories connect, and they remind us we're not alone. I want you to see what's possible on the other side. If even one part of my journey helps you rise again, then every moment was worth it. Every one of us has walked through something that could have silenced us. Grief, trauma, loss, reinvention, shame, heartbreak. The list is long and the wounds run deep. And when we keep those chapters hidden, they own us. But when we speak them, share them, sing them, they lose their power and we rise. Storytelling is how humans heal. It's how we make sense of the messy middle. It's how we remember we're not alone. It's how courage becomes contagious. I know because I've lived it, and not telling my story kept me from connecting, healing, and truly living. Everything changed when I started telling the truth. When we speak our truth, someone else finds the courage to face theirs. Every scar becomes a story. Every story becomes a lifeline. This is why Rockstar Diaries exists. To create a space where the raw, the real, and the redeemed can breathe. Where laughter lives next to pain. Where faith rises out of ashes. Where your story, yes, your story, has the power to set someone free. Tonight is about our collective healing. It's about turning wounds into wisdom, chapters into courage. It's about remembering that you don't have to hide the parts of you that hurt. Your comeback is calling, because when we heal out loud, we don't just rise, we give others permission to rise with us. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rockstar Diaries Healing Out Loud. And tonight's episode, we're featuring my wife, the lovely Ginine Emily Smith. And she has great things to talk about tonight. And this is get to know her and the little kitties and the dog. Maybe you'll see them too. But let's get down to it. We get down to the beginning, right? Okay, let's start at the beginning. You were 15 when your dad was killed. A moment you describe as the world went silent. Can you share what actually happened that day and how that loss shaped the leader you eventually became?
Yes, that day was difficult to say the least. It's like the oxygen had been sucked out of my world. I went from being a normal teenager to not. See, he had been missing for weeks prior to that. We lived up in the San Bernardino Mountains, way up. He had been missing, but when his body was found at the bottom of a cliff, the coroner called, and I'll never forget that day because I was in the bathroom and my mom, she was crying hysterically, but I thought she was laughing. So I thought they found him alive, and I came running out, the big smile on my face, and then I saw that she was actually crying. And that day kind of shaped the next few years. It was a very difficult time. My mom was a single mom of 6 kids. I had to grow up really, really fast. The loss, the grief forced me to grow up overnight. But I also believe that it planted compassion inside of me, because a grief like that, your parent, just somebody very monumental in your life.
There's a chapter where 2 cops came to your place at work and they told you that the man you've been talking to was a serial killer. And that you had narrowly escaped becoming his next victim. So, what did that moment do to you?
I want to back up a little before that, because after my dad's death, I hadn't grieved effectively, and the grief came out in different ways. I turned to a life of drugs, of danger. I just was not living a life for God. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy, because during that time I was going to school full time.
I had 2 jobs. I worked at the bank. I also worked at this place called Black Angus as a bartender and cocktail waitress. And this person was a regular customer of ours, and he had been coming in for quite a long time. And he was like one of the regulars. We all hung out with him after work because we all lived in the same apartments. And so I got to know him really well. He was a nice, gentle gentleman. He was never disrespectful towards me, and he tipped really well. So that's why I wanted to back up so you could get a little bit of context. And the night before the police showed up, I had been in a car alone with him, driving around trying to find our missing friend, Mary.
Mm.
And I think that was God's intervention, because we went to this place where we thought she might be. And I walked in, and her purse and her keys were in the lost and found. And something woke up inside of me. It was like, I'm not safe with this person. It was like God was talking to me. I'm not safe. And I told the bouncers, and I ran out the back door. And anyways, so the next day at my bank, these 2 burly, police officers, fully armed, just asked for me by name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, what did I do? Because again, I had been in a life of, lack of integrity. And they came up and they said, Miss Mazursky, do you know a person named George Russell? And I'm like, yeah, he's a regular customer. I'm thinking this in my head. Yeah, tips well, he's a regular customer. But outside, I'm like shaking still. Yes. And they basically sat me down and told me that he was wanted in the several killings that had been going on in our neighborhood. He's called the East Side Killer, and that he had found some of my personal belongings in his place of living, his apartment, and that they 100% thought that I was his intended next victim. And so they put me under police custody. That blew my world wide open. I had prided myself with having a good intuition, and that all went out the door. I'm thinking to myself, how in the world could you allow yourself to get to this point in your life? And it was like, again, God shaking me up saying, are you done yet? Are you ready to start living? And yes, so that moment, it just broke me wide open, but it taught me that I was not in alignment and not doing what I was supposed to be doing. Petunia, everybody, our little squeaker. Hey, it's real life. We're inviting you into our living room in the middle of the day, and you can hear my dog moaning. Oh no. And this is what happens when we sit down, right? Every time we sit down. And
Joan is an emotional therapy dog.
yes,
so
she
she's hearing your
is.
story and she's going, oh no.
Yes, we love our fur babies. There aren't. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I can make Ginine laugh here by singing a song. You want to hear it?
Yes,
I can do it. You want to hear it?
I want to laugh
You
too.
want to laugh?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for this one? You tell me who this is. Here I come to say the day. she loves the opera voice. I love the Ethel Merman doing Breath in the Jungle or Sweet Child of Mine or something like that. She does. It's funny. It's so funny.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
To your corporate years.
Yes.
Right? You were leading, training, coaching, but empty.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
What's one moment from that season when you realized you weren't thriving, you were just surviving, doing exactly what you were taught growing up? Keep going, keep pleasing, keep performing, even at your own expense.
Oh, yes. I was high up in leadership. I was also a trainer. And I remember standing in a boardroom delivering a training. It was a high pressure, high stakes training, CEOs, people from all over the world there. And when I was done, I got huge applause, that they loved me, they thanked me, it should have been a great feeling with all of those compliments. Miss Joan Jett. On the outside, it appeared that I was winning, but I was on autopilot. I got in my car, shut the door, and just broke down because the applause didn't touch that ache, inside my chest. Yes, I was achieving. I was, doing, but I wasn't in alignment and I wasn't living on purpose. And to be honest with you, I was leading inside of a culture where toxicity was disguised as teamwork and emotional abuse was brushed off as, well, that's what happens in the corporate world. That's what leadership is all about. There were years of I remember one time I was on my way to work and I got a call that someone very, very special to me had died. And I wanted to take the day off. Absolutely not. They would not give me the day off. And I thought, that is a crime. I don't ever want to be in that position again. And oh my goodness, Joan. And another thing, I felt like I was teaching people how to lead with integrity, but silently, I was just surviving and I was pouring into everybody else while being drained and depleted and dismissed. And I thought, wow, this is just insane. And so that day was a wake up call, and I started making changes after that.
Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. I encourage you, if you are looking for that one E and that one R, in which to take everything that you have that is already great to greater, everything that is already strong to stronger, and everything that is already bright to brighter, take a chance and leave something the world will find for thousands of years. God bless you. I hope you do this.
Hello, everybody. My name is Danny Mangold. I've known Ginine for probably about 10 years, maybe longer. And what struck me about this young woman is no matter what she was going to do or did, she was going to be in it for the long haul. In anything in life, never listen to the negative voices in your head. Don't listen to any mistakes you might have made. The past is not real. The memories are real. But focus on today, your happiness, your health, the things that really trip your trigger and blow your skirt up. Those are the things that are important, and never give up on any of these.
So, and then 2010 came.
Yes.
The year your body gave out, you flatlined. What led up to that moment, and what did you think when you opened your eyes in that cold hospital room?
Oh. Yeah, I passed out walking up a simple flight of stairs. Woke up in this, it's my mouth tasted like metallic, but I had been dismissing, I had been ignoring the whispers. When you're on full on burnout, when your body isn't well, we get signs, we get whispers, and I had been ignoring it. I had been taught that by my father, by my mother, to just
Grind it out.
grind it out. And again, I was still doing to earn my worth. I was still doing and high achieving, not for the right reasons. It was for approval. It was for earning my place in this world. And I was ignoring all the signs around me. I had fibroids, serious fibroids, and I had been bleeding internally. It was like, for you women out there, it was like a really bad period, but that lasted a really long time. And I just kept it was like I was on autopilot. I just kept going. Again, passed out. And but I want to talk about that short period where my heart actually stopped. I was like, I felt these arms around me from behind, holding me tight. And there was complete peace. There was peace. There was a stillness. There was pure joy. And he was holding his arms around me. And I started going up, not like a flight of stairs. It was like this celestial elevator. And we were like floating, and I felt so good. And it's like when we almost got to the top, he said, "You're not ready yet. You're not done." After having experienced that kind of spiritual awakening and spiritual moment, you don't ever want to go back, ever. Just plain small, to feeling depleted, to not living on purpose. You don't ever want to go back to that. And it was a long grind. I'm not going to lie. That was one of the hardest years of my entire life after that, just getting back, my health. And it seemed like it took forever, but God was there every second, every step of the way. I don't know if they can see our dog, but she's so dang cute. She's like, her puppy eyes. Oh, it's time for a walk. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. It's so cute.
Okay, so let's get back to it. There's a chapter where people tried to destroy your music career, and you almost quit. Tell us what happened.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, she's back. I do want to talk about that. This was before the flatlining incident. And again, I was such a high achiever. I was playing in 2 bands. I was working full time. I was going into the prisons. This is not a badge of honor. To make a long story short, I had a bad breakup with the leader of one of the bands. And he cheated on me, and I broke it off with him, and I would not go back with him. And he was abusive as well. And he turned on me. And he actually got a family member to side with him, and they set out on a mission to destroy me on Facebook, online, even in the music community, which I was very well known because I wasn't just singing and performing. I was managing bands. I was promoting bands, supporting other musicians, and they just set out to destroy me. And I thought, I just was in such a deep depression. Again, the burnout is real because it hits every part of you, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's burnout is a full event. And I went into this deep depression, especially after that. And I was going to give up music. I was going to just stop. And which is so sad because it's such a part of me. It's not something I do. It's who I am. But about a year later, God sent somebody to me, and I'm going to just shout out her name, Susie Chrysler, because you know what? She is getting married, and we are going to her wedding, and she is such a special friend. She was a truth-telling woman. She looked me dead in the eyes and she said, "Don't you dare quit. You were born for this." She lifted me up. Her voice just lit that spark in me again. She just was there for me. And that's when I knew that we cannot do life alone. We're a community. It's a sisterhood, our world as a whole. That's why we created Hearts in Sync. Hearts in Sync. But she resurrected what pain and evil tried to bury. Yep.
That is so cool.
Okay. You are just insane. You're insane. You is a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl, but you're just bothering.
As you can see, people, Ginine is a magnet. Wherever
Oh
she
my
goes,
goodness. But now Oreo's over by you, so.
the fur babies. Well, that's because there's not enough room over there.
She literally sat on top of him. You're such a good boy. Yes. Okay. Back to the grind.
Yes. So you reinvented your entire life after 50. Man. Author, speaker, songwriter, TV host.
Never too old, never too late.
What moment made you say, "I'm not done"?
I am not done yet. Well, God is the one who told me that first. And I did everything I could to boom, chakalaka, just get on it, like chicken soup for the soul. You don't stress on the small things, right? You don't allow things into your life that don't serve you well. There's a whole framework that I've created. But yes, I do want to talk about that reinvention, because people ask me all the time. And that reinvention was not a glamorous moment of my life. It happened in the middle of absolute collapse and chaos. And that was COVID. And everybody remembers that time. For me, it was no different. All performance, everything halted. I was a single living alone, stuck in my house all by myself in a house that was breaking down. It was an old house, 1943. And I was laid off from my job. I actually was one of the first to get COVID, and I got it. I was so sick. My little Pomeranian died. It sounds like a country song.
Yes, it does.
Wow. Are we going to write one?
Did you have a pickup truck back then?
I did not, but I had a Camaro. Is that the same?
Yeah.
It's in my genes, like perseverance, keep going no matter what. And with no stage, no certainty, without a job, I worked harder than I had in years. I learned music production. I learned how to write for sync, TV and film. Honed in on my songwriting like you wouldn't even believe. I refined my speaking. I basically went back to school. I sharpened everything, my calling. I rebuilt my identity. But I realized that I was not alone. I was not abandoned, because during that time, I had been on Zoom and GoTo meetings prior to that, because I did a lot of virtual training. So I was not new to any of that, but I know a lot of people were, but it connects you with people. Oh my goodness, all around the world, it connects you. And that was a life changer too. Just community, having support, having just these amazing people that build you up. But I do want to say too that I had been wanting to move out of Washington State for a while. My environment felt heavy. I have that sad, seasonal affective disorder. And oh my gosh, I told you about my home falling apart and my spirit, like just the weather was really just killing me. And I just said, is this it? Is this all there is, God? Like, and I got on my knees and I prayed. I'm like, what would you have me do? And he said, sell everything and move to Texas.
Wow.
So I did.
Yeah.
So I knew that I felt good here. The Southern hospitality, it wasn't just the weather. I knew every time I came here that it was like fresh and light and friendly and non-oppressed. I knew that. And I was right. I just love it here.
Yeah.
Hey, beautiful friend. If today feels heavy, if your spirit feels tired, or if you're carrying more than you've told anyone, I want you to know something. You're not alone. If you need someone to talk to, someone to pray with you, someone to just hold space, message me. This is a safe place. I'm here for you. Send me a DM if you need conversation or prayer today. Hi guys, I've never shared this publicly before, but I believe stories can become medicine when you stop hiding from them. And if this helps even one person, I need to tell this. This is between you and me right now. No sensationalism. I'm in a safe, quiet place. But when I went to college, when I was in college, something happened that changed me forever. It was a snowy day, really snowy, a storm, and the campus had been shut down, and my car was completely buried, and a group of us were invited to the home of somebody that we trusted, the dean of the college. And slowly, one by one, everybody disappeared. And that's when it happened. Somebody twice my size, someone with power, somebody that I trusted, turned into my worst nightmare. I fought, I begged, I tried to run, but he was so strong. He pinned me down, trapped. I was terrified. I honestly thought that I would die that night. But something miraculous happened. It seemed like hours, okay? Truly, it was just a blur of fear, disbelief. But something happened, something miraculous. He passed out, and that was my window of escape. I grabbed a blanket. I ran out into the snowy weather barefoot. I ran until somebody could help me. I never reported this. I was afraid that no one would believe me. I was afraid that he would destroy me, and I kept it silent for years. I carried it alone. It shaped everything, okay? My self-worth, my people-pleasing, how small I learned to make myself feel, to feel safe. But today I'm telling this story for one reason. You, if you've ever been hurt, if you've ever been abused, dismissed, blamed, or broken by somebody that you trusted, you're not alone. I want you to know it's not your fault. You are not to blame. Your story matters. Your healing matters. You are not alone, and you can trust me with your truth. So DM me, email me, call me, whatever you need to do. I'm here for you.
Can you describe the exact moment you went from quiet warrior to roaring badass lioness, and what triggered that?
Oh, good question. I was the girl who pushed through the pain, that never complained, carried everybody else's load, survived one trauma after the next in silence, kept smiling through it all. The moment that everything changed when I was born was when I stopped asking for permission to exist. I am a child of God. I do not have to earn my worth. I do not have to earn my place in this world. I'm a very quirky, unique person. I had to own that instead of running away from it. And I stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. I stopped apologizing for my voice, for being who I am, for my strength, for my calling. I remember this shift so clearly because it was like something, the lioness awakened inside of me. And I don't know, you said that, this is after 50. I fully believe right now that storytelling is our way to shine, our way to be our full authentic selves. It helps others know that they're not alone, that they're not, doing this by themselves, that they too have a story and passion to share. And the lioness just started roaring and truly share this with other women, and the community part. We're part of a pride. We flourish when we do things together in life and not alone. Part of the awakening was I knew that my story wasn't something that just happened to me. It was something God wanted to use through me. And it wasn't a scar, it was a sword. And swords are meant to be lifted, they're meant to protect, meant to heal. And this was the day that I realized, okay, women don't need more polished perfection. They need someone who has fought real battles and has lived to tell the truth. And that's what I do.
My name is Lakeisha Atchison, also known as I Am Creative Words. I'm sending this message to my sister from another mister, Miss Ginine Emily Smith, letting you guys know, letting her know that through each and every battle that Daddy God walks us and takes us through, that it's just the beginning, that with him and through him, all thing and anything is possible.
Hello, I'm Misty Riston from Campground TBD Publishing. I'm an author and a compiler, and I had the privilege of working with Ginine in Align. And when I tell you the universe had to work hard to get the two of us together, I'm not underestimating the universe by any means. I didn't want to go to the event. She didn't want to go to the event, but we both just knew we needed to get out of our house and go to this event. We sat next to one another, and she had a story to tell, and I'm a person who puts out stories. It was a beautiful, beautiful match, which turned into a friendship. So I love you, dear sister.
So your RISE framework came from lived experience. When did you realize your story was meant to be a roadmap for other women?
I was coaching this amazing woman, beautiful, successful, powerful, the kind of woman that people assume have it all together. I just knew that I had to tell her my parts of my story. And she told me parts of her story. She started crying. She started telling me that she was falling apart inside. I love the fact that tears sometimes bring people together, and we both started crying. And she said, if you survived all of that, then maybe I can too. I shared everything, and I knew that my story was not meant to be hidden, that it was meant to be handed to women as proof that resurrection is real, that you can thrive in life. You don't have, your past does not predict your future. Does not disqualify you from an amazing, abundant life. And the RISE formula is what has changed my life. And it's a simple formula. R stands for reclaim your identity, reclaim your worth, reclaim your dreams, integrate the story. The I in RISE is integrate. So do not compartmentalize, all of your different lives, which is what I did. My music life was one, my business, my worship at church, all these different masks to try to appeal to those different worlds. And I didn't know any better. And so we integrate, we are who we are in every part of our life, and integrate those together, bring them together, bring your scars, bring your stories. And then S, of course, is storytell with courage and unapologetically. And there is a way that you can storytell that resonates with people, that when they walk out of a room, they know your name. They know it's not about you, it's about how you made them feel. Sometimes words, just like our songs, it's about not the lyrics, it's about how it's making people feel and bringing those emotions to the surface. But I forgot about E, empower the next chapter. I'm in the next and best chapter of my life, would never go back. I'm full of joy. I just love life. And we want to be able to empower others to do the same. And since then, I've coached women. I've spoken globally on so many different stages, been on over 150, I think, TV shows, podcasts, international best-selling author. We've written award-winning songs. We've got our songs into movie and film. I am not saying this to, pat myself on the back, although it is kind of nice.
Travel.
Travel. We've gone on missions. I'm this amazing gentleman. The reason why I'm telling you this is this all happened after I turned 50. You're never too old. It's never too late. You're never too broken, right? You can change, you can reinvent your life and live an abundant. We're in our dream home with our kitties and our dog. I just wanted to just shine the light and, shine the light of Jesus.
Okay, Ginine, now it's time for the hard question.
Oh no. Should I be afraid?
Yes,
Oh my
be
goodness.
very afraid. I'll
Oh my
tell you what.
goodness. Okay.
So now you've done so many accomplishments, and you have another one coming out that we didn't really talk about. The Rebirth book that's coming out.
Yeah, we launched November 19th. We're so excited. It's Rebirth, Stories of Unyielding Courage. 21 authors from all around the world featured in this book, talking about their stories of going from pain to purpose, trauma to triumph. My chapter is in there. It's called From I See You to I See You.
That's correct. Yes.
And yes, November 19th, it launches. We're so excited about that.
Right.
Rebirth, to me, it's a soul quake moment that changes how you see yourself forever. It isn't about starting over. It's about rising from those ashes of who you were, carrying the wisdom of your scars, and stepping unapologetically into the wholeness of who you were always meant to be. It's about stripping away roles, titles, responsibilities to reconnect with who you are at your core. Burnout becomes untapped brilliance, fear becomes a compass, and your story becomes a legacy. That's what rebirth is.
And now you've done so many things, and now that that's coming, now you have your doors open, okay, for anything that you can think of, your next project that you just love to do, no matter what it is. You know, it's thinking inside your head, what is that project?
Oh, wow. Well, there's two that I can think of. You know, we have this Badass Lioness community, and I really want to start a VIP community where we have retreats 4 times a year.
Nice. Yes.
And I know people all around the world
Mhm.
that have retreat places that we can have such an amazing time, because I believe that women need to meet in person, not just online. It's that touch, that connection.
Right.
So that's one. And then Quiet Warrior. You know, we've used that term. One of our songs is called Quiet Warrior. It's an incredible song that started from COVID. And you and I talked about it, and we want to do a comic strip or cartoon for kids,
Yes.
young people, that portrays this little girl that's going through life and has things happen to her. The world is, you know, these things, burdens being put into her backpack, beating her down. And she has this warrior, this guardian angel, you know, the quiet warrior in armor and everything. And man, I don't want to give too much more away about that, but it's going to be immense. Do you want to say anything about that? Because it was your idea, actually.
I think it is going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. It was like the guardian angel watching over the little child and how that grows and all that thing. But you know what? Let's. I'm going to test something out right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking of a place to go to eat. Where is that?
Okay. Well, right now it's not quite lunch. Is it Texas Roadhouse?
Close.
Outback?
Outback.
Oh!
See, this is how intertwined we are right here.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Okay, Ginine. Now, you've gone through all these things in life. You got yourself to this point here, but I can trace it back to one moment when you just got off your butt, off the couch, and went somewhere. And that changed the direction, not only for you and for me. Explain that.
Yes. I had just moved to Texas and it was still hard to go out into public. You know, I am an introvert and I loved being at home. And this networking opportunity came available and I really wanted to go, but I'm sitting on the couch thinking of every excuse not to go. Okay. And this little voice inside my head, nope, you made a commitment. You need to keep that commitment. And I got up off the couch and I went, and I knew that I was supposed to be there. I just didn't. When I walk into a room, I'm like, God, tell me where to go. You know, I truly do. I'm like, okay. And I saw this beautiful gal with quirky glasses on, standing away from everybody. And I went and I started talking to her. And her name is Misty Lee, and we got to know each other really well. We were talking about our stories. It came time for the dinner piece with the award ceremony. And all of a sudden, she's called to go up to the front to win this publishing author award. She's not only an award-winning author, but she owns a publishing company. Comes back. So what were we talking about, Ginine? Oh, by the way, you're going to be in my next book and you're going to be an international best-selling author. To make a long story short, I did become an international bestseller overnight, pretty much. This thing went viral. It's called Align. It's living in alignment with your purpose and your passion. But so that was the first boom. And this is all about community that we're talking about and connections. Kept in contact with her. She introduced me to this gentleman called Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. And he's a presidential award winner, but he is an international speaker. He just does a lot of things. I can't say enough about him. And then all of a sudden,
the second book that we did, that we were both in, that became
Now What
bestseller.
Yep.
Now What?
And
We're
we
chapters 1 and
basically
2.
we told our story about how we met. So I meet you, I meet Dr. Lauren, get on his Rockstar team. All of a sudden, we're being invited to go to Romania on his Legacy of Hope tour
So much
as the entertainment, but also speaking life into these orphanages and domestic violence shelters. And it was a huge deal for us. You had never been out of the country before.
Nope.
So we did that. And then all of a sudden, we're being told that, oh, you guys are so quirky and funny together. You should have your own TV show. So we have a TV show now. And what else am I missing? I mean, it was like boom, 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 being introduced to all of these people. Lori Hardy, you know, from Seattle. She's a celebrity in Seattle. Huge. She does the news, radio, but now she's the podcast queen. I'm doing a podcast with her, and we're very, very quickly rising to the top 5% of podcasts. So all of this to say that when you say yes and you show up unapologetically in alignment with your purpose and with your story, and you're not trying to be somebody that you're not, you're just being yourself, and you say yes, miraculous things happen. And it's the power of community. It's the power. I don't like the networking term. It's about building relationships. It's about caring about others, but not trying to sell something to them. Right. Whenever we showed up with the spirit of what can I do for you?
Servitude.
You and I together, we keep each other accountable. Every time we start to think, you know, make it more about us. No, it's not. We're on a mission, man, from God, you know, to bring hope and joy and hearts and sink around the world.
So when we got together, we developed Hearts and Sink, the production company, and that has so many different buckets inside of it. Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny that you should ask, because when we met, one of the things that brought us together was our love for music and songwriting, but also our love for people and for God. There were so many things that brought us together. And we started thinking, how can we take everything that we've learned? Because I knew I had been in the corporate world for decades, how could we put the skills that we had learned and our speaking and our coaching and our writing and our music. So again, I talked about compartmentalizing earlier, about having all these different masks and lives. We wanted to put everything that we've done our whole lives together into one product, into one business. And we found a way to do that. We did. And we blend music with our humor, our harmony, with powerful storytelling and transformational messages. We do love helping businesses, rise above that toxicity, the bad behavior that happens, right? That just escalates on top of each other. But like you said earlier, we have all of these things that we brought together. And so we go and, we speak and we do keynote concerts, but also Hearts Are in Sync. You're the one who came up with that brilliant name, which I adore. Can you tell the world why?
It was named after a boy band. No, I'm only kidding. No, hearts are in sync when two people, like, think about it, when two people are in love, scientifically, their hearts beat the same. And even their brain waves are the same. And sometimes when choirs are together, their hearts beat the same. There's that connection.
They've done studies on choirs and women. You can attest to this. Your group of girls, you all start hanging out together, and all of a sudden you're having the same cycle every month at the same exact time. I mean, this happens, right? Hearts are in sync.
So we would like to see hearts in sync all over the world. So wherever we go, we want to bring that message forth, because like hearts are in sync when people listen.
Yeah, can I tell the story about the
Yes.
lady? Okay. So we recently went to a concert. It was an outdoor festival that was not organized very well. So there were loads and loads of people, walls of people, and which I don't like, but my dear husband here found a place for us to set up our chairs. And we sat down, we sat next to this couple, and I just started chatting with her.
You don't prejudge anybody.
I just love people. And so I just started chatting with her, and I could tell like there were some people around us that were making fun of her, and she was kind of slurring her words in a way. These people were making fun of her and everything. And she leaned into me and she said, "I just wanted to thank you." And I said, "For what?" And she said, "For treating me like a normal person, treating me with kindness." And she's saying it, of course, and she said, "I was in a major car accident and I lost a lot of my mobile, and she started telling me about that. And she said, "But you are the first person in a long time that has just had a conversation with me." I started bawling. I'm like, that's just not right. I said, "Who doesn't treat you like a normal person?" And she started, "Oh, everywhere I go, and this just broke my heart, because people are people are people. You don't know somebody's story. People were assuming that she was drunk. She was not drunk. Even if she was drunk, you should still treat people with kindness. But don't judge. You just don't know what's on the other side. And that just really, it was holding me accountable as well. Oh, I'm bumping the microphone.
Tonight you heard the story behind the roar, the journey that turned pain into purpose and heartbreak into healing. If you're watching this and your world has gone awry, silent, if you're standing in the ashes of a chapter you didn't choose, let Janine's story remind you you are not alone. You're not done, and you are rising, and your roar is coming.
Your story is holy ground. Your scars are proof that you're still here and still fighting. And I promise you, you can rise, revive, and thrive way more than you ever imagined, because your best story is right around the corner. Your comeback is right around the corner. You can do it. Call us, DM us. We'd love to pray with you.
And remember, you are the rock star.
Yes, your lioness is waiting to come out.
Coffee break, mushroom coffee.
Mm,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
mm, mm, mm. So good.
Out of all the characters you play on this TV show that are funny, that are serious, what's your favorite one?
uh, it's Bubba. Even though it hurts to talk like that. Give me some donuts.
Listen up now, people, from every corner of the world. We got a message for you, and we want to make it heard. Heart and soul, soul and heart. No